Hi there! What if I told you that there was a single plant that is contributing massively to deforestation, habitat loss, and climate change? I first learned about this a couple years ago when I was volunteering at the Carolina Tiger Rescue and was surprised by just how severe and far-reaching the problem was. Palm oil is in about 50% of everything packaged that you'll find at the supermarket. It is very versatile, so it can be used in many foods in many different forms. However, its production is one of the most environmentally damaging of all plants. To cope with this, policy needs to be passed to make palm oil production more sustainable and less damaging to the environment. Palm oil production has an overwhelmingly negative impact on the environment, and although it is likely here to stay, policy must continue to be passed that makes its production, buying, and selling more sustainable. Making a switch to sustainable palm oil is very possible, and as more and more of the world commits, the environment will definitely benefit. Boop. The overexploitation of palm oil is destroying ecosystems, contributing to the loss of species, and contributing to climate change. Deforestation of plants in the jungle in Southeast Asia due to the planting of African oil palms is destroying ecosystems. According to the World Wildlife Fund, or WWF, palm oil production was responsible for roughly 8% of the world's entire deforestation between 1990 and 2008. For just one crop, this is absolutely insane and is a very large contributor. And this was according to the BBC. In order to clear areas of forest, in order to even plant these oil palms, what people do is they burn acres of trees, even though this may be an illegal practice in many instances. The air pollution that is caused by these fires actually contributes a lot to global warming as well. A report for the Bank of England, which considered using palm oil in their production of a new 20-pound note, said that forest fires started to clear land for oil palm release high levels of carbon dioxide and black carbon or soot into the atmosphere. All of these contribute to climate change. In fact, the effects of one such deforestation event could even be seen in Singapore in June of 2013. What this did was all of the air pollution caused from the fires made a thick haze of polluted air that completely enveloped the city. In fact, this was so bad that a lot of children were required to stay inside for fear that it would hurt them. Deforestation also results in dramatic habitat loss for many species, especially those that are critically endangered, such as the orangutan, pygmy elephant, Sumatran rhino, and tiger. So, what can we do to combat this issue? How can we help? How can we stop it from hurting the environment and getting rid of species that we can never get back? Well, the practices that we use to grow palm oil currently, as well as its trade, can be made more responsible and sustainable. A boycott of the palm oil plant is a lot of people's first instinct in how to combat this. Just stop buying it, just stop producing it. However, its production would be better if it was regulated. Switching to other forms of vegetable oil is not a good solution because, in terms of vegetable oil, palm oil is actually very efficient. It is able to supply 35% of the world's vegetable oil need by using just 10% of the land. So even if we were to switch to another form of vegetable oil, we would have to be using much more land in order to produce the same amount, which, as you can imagine, would actually make the problem considerably worse. As well, the money made from the palm oil crop is very important for the GDP of many countries, as well as many small farmers depend on it for their livelihood. Palm oil sustainable certification could be the solution that we're looking for. In fact, the Roundtable on Sustainable Palm Oil, or RSPO, was formed by the World Wildlife Fund in 2004 and is comprised of many people within the industry. They are setting harsh production standards for all stages of palm oil manufacturing, and they are encouraging many countries to use certified palm oil and be very transparent in their sourcing. They also encourage them to invest in smallholder programs and sustainable landscape initiatives. In the past, products were not required to say if they contained palm oil as an ingredient or even if it was sourced efficiently. However, the EU changed this law in 2014 and required them to list it. Before, it could just be listed as vegetable oil or many different names, so you can never really tell when something contained palm oil, and this was according to the BBC. All of these present excellent steps toward preserving the environment while still supplying local people with money and worldwide consumers with the product. Switching to sustainable palm oil is a viable option, especially if the standards that are presented are followed correctly. In fact, The existence of such harsh production standards demonstrates that palm oil does not need to grow at the expense of the rainforest and overall environment. The people who have created this are very informed on the subject, and by following these exactly, we can still produce a large yield of palm oil without using such destructive practices. In fact, already the switch is being made with great success. One very profound example of this is the UK, which is serving an example of this motion moving towards success. They made a commitment that 100% of the palm oil used there would be from sustainable sources, and already in 2016, 75% of palm oil imports were sustainable, according to the BBC. As well, as companies continue to increase transparency by labeling products that use sustainable palm oil, consumers are able to participate in supporting these better practices, according to the BBC. Palm oil is ubiquitous in our everyday lives. We use it in pretty much every day in many, many different products, and oftentimes don't even realize it. In fact, many people are not at all aware of its environmental impact. Current palm oil production is unsustainable, which results in deforestation, habitat loss, and climate change. If practices regarding palm oil are made more sustainable, though, the entire world will benefit for years to come. These practices are already in motion with great success, and we hope that they will increase their support worldwide in order to aid in palm oil production and save the climate. What you can do as a consumer who uses palm oil is that you can help by checking if the products you buy contain palm oil that was sustainably produced. There are apps that let you check products very easily, as well as you're able to look them up on the internet. Check the label on products from now on to see if they contain palm oil, and use that to inform your decision on whether or not to buy them. Thank you.